We are back, my people, and you are watching the Diana and Ed show. We are live, and if you don't believe us, call us. 243-8566.
I like that.
And ask us some question about love. We are talking about love, the different love there is or there isn't, or the difference between love in America and love in the Haitian community.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any opinion about this, I know you guys chat a little, but we want to hear from you.
Yes.
But we want to talk about this real quickly. This person say, I'm gonna say this person because I don't know if it's a he or she. Remember, women have other needs, I'm thinking, than sexual needs.
Of course.
Really?
Of course
I
we
didn't
do.
even know
and
that.
that's the difference between the man and the woman, is that we want to be able to connect. We want to be able to express ourselves. We want to be able to tell you what we're feeling and how our day was going. And you don't want to hear all of that. So we get frustrated because you're not feeling and meeting that need to connect through conversation. Like most girls, when most women meet another woman, the first way that they try to connect with them is through telling them or exposing each other to secrets or personal life stories. That's how we connect. Likewise, we do that with our mate. We want to connect with you through personal secrets and personal, issues that we're facing. And you guys are not want to hear that. You don't want to hear it. What are you guys doing?
So if you guys
It's all physical, huh?
Yeah, if you guys want to hear Diana's personal secret, just call us in. She'll let you know.
I'm not sharing any
anyways,
secrets.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, this is the thing you mentioned earlier about us, that I mentioned as well, about like being different. Because this is how you feel and the guy feel differently. Now, not differently, because some guys, but you said, we don't listen. We actually do listen sometimes.
Do you really?
But don't try to talk during a football game or like, some sports going
No,
on.
but do you really listen?
Yes, I do.
The percentage.
But here's what I'm saying. Sometimes I think a woman picked the wrong time. It's all about timing.
Okay,
Because here's
could
the
you
thing.
tell us, because you would really help America, you would really help me.
Okay.
If you could tell us, Ed, what is the right time? Please answer that question. Do not get off the
I'm
subject.
going to answer the question.
Very specific question.
I'm going to tell you when not to do it.
Okay.
First of all, don't do it when the guy's trying to watch some TV.
Okay.
Or when he just got home. Because men, we are a little bit slower. And I'm going to say for all of you guys, we're a little bit slower. We process things a little bit. So if I come home,
so true.
I'm serious. If I come home from like this big event, when I come in, don't ask me, baby, what happened? Who was there? Because at that moment, I'm still processing the whole thing I just witnessed.
Wow.
So it took me a little time to get it. And if your man comes home and he just went to an event, don't ask him 5,000 questions.
Wow.
Wait till he calms down. Actually, you won't even have to ask. He will tell you. I will tell you. Because it's all in my head. Once I finish processing it, next thing to me is to tell you.
Wow.
So when I'm finished, I will tell you. But what happened is the woman don't wait for you to actually process it yourself. So if they're asking the question, you don't even know what just happened because you still processing.
That is so interesting.
No, because I know it happens with me a lot, and I look back, I'm like, okay, because it's a matter of both of us trying to get it where, okay, let me adjust myself a little bit to you, and you can adjust yourself a little bit to me.
Right.
So I'll try to do it in the car. Okay, what's good? Okay, what are the questions I need to answer real quick?
Wow.
But if we actually just give the man his time, it'll be wonderful.
So, they talk about that a lot scripturally, that a woman should be gentle and meek and not quarrelsome or ill-tempered, hot-tempered, and always just like, what's going on? But that's really interesting. So you gave us two. Not while he's watching television and not when he's just come home. Give him some time to process.
Yes.
Because according to Ed, men are slow.
No. Diana want to make it sound real bad. I said slower. That means we could still be
I took off
fast.
the ER. No, I was kidding.
We can still
but
be
is there
fast.
anything else?
No, somebody asked me, do I really tell, what happened? Here's the thing. I do. When again, like I said earlier, because of me processing everything that happens, I'm not able to respond to you the moment that I get home.
Right.
But I guarantee you, if your man come home from any event, you can try it. Don't ask anything. Just be like, oh, how was it? Good. Okay, leave it as is. Later, or during the night or in the morning when you do whatever you do, he will tell you all about it without you even asking, because by then he would have processed everything and know, okay, this is what I just witnessed. Woman is different. You go do something, you paying attention to every details. They will tell you what their girlfriends were wearing, the colors. Me, I get home, you ask me what, if I go out with Diana, what she was wearing, I'll be like, a dress. So I'm not detailed. We not that detail oriented. a woman would be asking those type of questions, which you don't even know yourself.
Right.
But if you process it and you calm down a little, you'll be at an easier, at a better level to really communicate with them. So it's choosing the right moment to do it. And I mentioned like television or football game because we are preoccupied. The thing is, it's like, there are very few men that can actually do two things at the same time. So if you're trying to ask me what's happening and the Cowboys are about to lose, believe me, I'm not going to be saying much to you.
Men cannot multitask.
I know, that's
note number 2. Okay, I'm taking notes.
You got to try to, I'm serious. So those are the two. And then a lot of times we're more, a friend can call us, because men to men we're a little bit, because another man, like you said, a woman would understand another woman better because of the fact that they do the same thing. You come from a party, God, what you see that?
Right.
You right there with each other. Men are not like that. So that's why you guys can connect on that different level better than with your men. That's what no expert, but that's from personal experience.
I'm loving that.
Somebody say that is correct. You are absolutely right.
That is very practical, Ed, and I really appreciate that.
I think so.
I think that's helped a lot of women who are watching. And I'm happy because relationships, as you said, watching the relationships with my parents to the relationships that are being established now, listening to you speak, you're recognizing that we have to learn more about each other, about who you're with. Because my parents, it was just, we were married, we have our children, we stay together for 30, 35 years. This is how I do it, and wife has to adapt to it. But now you're saying this is what we need to do in order to adapt to each other.
Yes,
that's
because
wonderful.
the thing is, you get home, it's funny because you can have a great story and you're like, okay, I can't wait to tell my wife, but you got home, or your mate, you got home, you're not ready to really say it right away. And that could turn into like some kind of argument, and the whole day is being thrown off because of that. And you can come home, like, you could be with your friends talking about how you love your wife or your mate. You're like, man, she's the best thing that happened to me, right? And then you get home, maybe something else caught your attention. Maybe you didn't kiss her, and she's like, you don't care about me? And this whole thing started an argument, and you think, whoa, I just told somebody how much I love you. And then we come home, we fighting? So those little understanding, again, that's another relationship. That's not just getting to, with another person.
Right.
And so, but that serious relationship thing is something that I try to pay attention to myself, because that's the best way to be really an expert at any of that. Is to pay attention to yourself. What do you do?
Oh, but of course.
All right, well, there's going to be our callers before we close.
Hi, caller.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. I just want you guys to know that this is a very complicated subject. Hi, how are you? I think let me lower my...
Yeah, you're getting the feedback. You thought you weren't on. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a very complicated subject.
Yes.
And I'm not on but I don't think you have to really be an expert to really give a response.
Right.
I think I have a question for
Go ahead.
guys. I think that because we're comparing the older generation versus the newer generation.
Yes.
As far as relationships.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, do you think that the newer generation, just because of the fact they have more knowledge on good communication skills, we are more apt successful at our relationship, or do we have something to learn from the older generation? Because they seem to be, I don't know, their wedding, they seem to be, they seem to last more than, because of, when we look at statistics, I mean, have a lot of...
Yeah, I think if we were to parallel the relationships from years ago to what we're doing now, I think they knew the purpose behind them being linked in marriage. They knew that we had to stay together because we have greater work to do. We have children together, so despite our differences, we're staying together. Now, what we're doing in our relationships is because we have the mind to want to communicate and to be open, we're saying once we communicate this to you and you're not getting it, we have the opportunity to exit. And I think that that's what we need to keep from the relationships I've seen with my parents. They made a commitment to stay together. And I think that that's what's lacking now. Now we're speaking more, which is great, but do we have a greater commitment?